Welcome to the 2011 Hawkeye Community College GED graduation ceremony. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence in honor of those currently serving in our military. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now a moment of silence. Please be seated. We ask that you please have all cell phones turned off during the ceremony. Before beginning the ceremony, I'd like to introduce those of us seated in front of you. From the Hawkeye Community College Board of Trustees, our Chair, Mark Birdnow, and Vice Chair, Ruth Neiman. From the Iowa Department of Education, we have Helene Grossman. From the Hawkeye Community College Administration and staff, our Sandy Jensen, Metro Center Manager of ABE, GED, ELL, and Mary Melange, GED Chief Examiner and Independent Learning Center Supervisor, and Barb Ogden, our pianist. I'm Dr. Patricia Stanley, Interim Vice President of Academic Affairs here at Hawkeye. We truly appreciate the support shown by your presence here this evening. Next, I'd like to introduce those instructors and staff who have been highly instrumental in helping tonight's graduates reach this point in their education. Will those people please stand and remain standing as I call your name? ELL Literacy Coordinator Audrey Schweitzer, Family Literacy Parent Educator Diane Hamer, Transition Specialist Nancy Kehoe, GED Next Step Specialist Ron Green, ABE GED Instructors Anna Ahrens, Shirley Bergman, Linda Bragaden, Phyllis Charleston, Winnie Dewey, Carol Dick, Tammy Gavin, Kent Guild, Deanne Nix, Sheila Rasmussen, Julie Rokes, Jean Seelan, Jenny Steffi, Rhonda Weston, and Jack Wichelow. Learning Center instructors and testing staff are Amy Jardin. Please stand and remain standing till I finish calling the names. Pat Kingery, Larry Messerly, Karen Richardson, Bruce Sperry, and Michael Suppes. Metro Center staff are Kim Pritchard, Carolyn Glenn, and Alice Baer. Let's show them our appreciation. And most of all, thank you, friends and family members, for the support you have given tonight's graduates as they work to complete their GEDs or adult high school diplomas. Many of you have played a very important role in the graduates' education. Most importantly, we would like to let you graduates know how much we admire you for the effort you have made to achieve this very important goal. You are the reason for this celebration. Congratulations. This year, 165 students received their GED diplomas from Hawkeye. 53 of you have chosen to participate in the ceremony tonight. We have had a very successful year of GED testing. Thanks to our dedicated staff and hardworking students, Hawkeye had a 100% pass rate for the 2010 calendar year. In addition, Iowa had the highest pass rate in the nation. So congratulations to teachers and graduates for a job well done. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Mark Burdenau, Chair of the Hawkeye Community College Board of Trustees. Please join me in welcoming him.
Thank you, Dr. Stanley, and no, it's not Dr. Mark. Good evening. On behalf of Hawkeye Community College's trustees, faculty, and staff, I want to welcome you to this evening's graduation ceremony. Graduates, I know that I don't have to tell you about the challenges or some of the obstacles that you faced and life often presents you with. Your presence here tonight tells me that you persevered and achieved your goals. So my message to you is one about vision. I challenge each of you to set goals and on a regular basis to spend time thinking about them. Use that way of thinking to visualize your future. There are boundless opportunities. Where do you see yourself in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? Maybe 10 years seems a long time off, but unless you have a general idea of where you want to be, you won't be in sync with your long-range plans. And the actions you take in the next year, beginning tonight, will have an effect on where and what you will end up being, and in 5 years, yes, even 10 years. Each step in your educational journey contributes to your success. We are pleased to announce that each of this year's graduates will receive a next step scholarship to continue your education at Hawkeye Community College in recognition of completion of your GED diploma and as an incentive to continue your education here. Each graduate will be provided with a scholarship entitling them to receive 3 college credits free of charge when they register for 6 or more credits during the fall of 2011 or spring 2012 semesters at Hawkeye Community College. Details on redeeming this scholarship are included with your diplomas. We're pleased to have been part of your success so far, and we'll continue to be there for you as you map out the rest of your next steps. And at this time, I'd like to welcome Helene Grossman, who will bring greetings from the Iowa Department of Education.
Good evening. I am so honored to be a part of your graduation ceremony. I'm proud of all of you, just as your family and friends and teachers are. It's fabulous that Hawkeye is supporting you by offering you 3 credits to continue your education, and you're probably sitting there thinking, oh my, the last thing I want to think about right now is continuing with school. But I do want to tell you that I will be 60 next year, and I'm still in school. So you need to be a lifelong learner, even though you may think that it's going to be too much. Give yourself a little bit of time to celebrate and then think about going back, because that's a great opportunity. You are all now a graduate of the largest high school in the United States, the GED High School. And it is not an easy road, but you should all be very proud of the fact that you have made it here today. It's wonderful. I consider GED to be a second chance, and there are some others who have had to have second chances in their lives to succeed. Abraham Lincoln failed in 2 different businesses and was defeated in 6 elections before he was elected President of the United States. Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft, started his first business called TrafoData to analyze automobile traffic flow, and it was a huge flop. The Beatles, you know, that small singing group you may have heard of, they were turned away from a major recording studio because the studio directors didn't like their sound and didn't think their music would make it. And finally, Dr. Seuss, his first children's book was rejected by 23 different publishers. The 24th accepted it, and it sold 6 million copies. Cat in the Hat might be a book that you're familiar with. So, needing a second chance, taking a second chance, finding a different path to succeed is nothing to be embarrassed about, ashamed of. You should be extra proud, because you took that path, and now you have succeeded in earning your GED. To the family and friends, I want to charge you with encouraging your family member or your friend to continue to be a learner. Life just isn't as it used to be. You can't stop. You have to keep on learning. And to the teachers, to Sandy and Larry, to the board, Dr. Stanley, I want to thank you for supporting this wonderful group of people who are going to be supporting us as we age. So, congratulations to all of you. Great job.
Thank you, Helene, for taking time and making the trip to join us, to be with us this evening. Now, I would like to call on Mr. Birdnow to present some special awards.
I'm going to ad-lib just a little bit. You know, when in life, you go and you buy a ticket to the theater or a concert, and the more you pay for the ticket, the better a seat you have, and the more enjoyment you get out of it. But you folks' first tickets are laying right over there. I'm going to give them to you very shortly. And I want to emphasize so much, come back to Hawkeye. Take advantage of the scholarships we're going to give you tonight, because that'll be a ticket to maybe a better seat in the house later on if you come back to Hawkeye and further your education. But now it's time to honor Hawkeye Community College's 2011 GED valedictorian and salutatorians. Each year, the Hawkeye Community College Board of Trustees awards scholarships, a full tuition scholarship for the valedictorian and the salutatorian from each graduating high school class in Area 7. Well, tonight I have the privilege of awarding the valedictorian scholarship to an individual who has earned the highest GED scores during the period of May 9th, 2010 to May 10th, 2011. A perfect score on the GED is 800. This student had an average of 724. Our valedictorian is Monica Sue Card. It is my pleasure, on behalf of the Hawkeye Community College Board of Trustees, to present a full tuition scholarship to Monica.
I already started the executive assistant program out here yesterday, so I'm already spending the money. Thank you very much.
And we have 4 salutatorians with identical scores. Our salutatorians have an average score of 676. They will receive a full tuition scholarship to Hawkeye Community College. They are Richard Rice, Cindy Close, John Hendrickson, and Rebecca Weaver. Due to prior commitments, these salutatorians were unable to be here this evening, but we congratulate them all the well.
This is the first year that we are presenting the Linda Ratter Memorial Scholarship. Linda Ratter was a longtime Hawkeye GED teacher and coordinator who was a strong advocate for GED students. She championed student success and never gave up on any student. When Linda passed away in January of this year, this scholarship was established in her memory. It is to be awarded to the student who has worked hard to be a successful Hawkeye GED student and intends to do the same as a Hawkeye College student. The recipient of this scholarship has been a positive role model in GED classes, understands the importance of continuing to be a role model throughout her college coursework, and has clear goals for the future. This year's recipient wrote that she learned that GED is about second chances, that adversity and failure are just different ways of learning, and that earning her GED helped her to realize she can change her future. This year's winner of the Linda Rator Memorial $450 Scholarship to Hawkeye Community College is Elizabeth Torres Herrera. Elizabeth, will you please come forward? The family of Linda is here tonight. Will you please come forward to present this scholarship?
Hello.
Monica already became a student yesterday. I work in medical arts. This is the 7th year that we are presenting the We Believe in You Scholarship. This scholarship is awarded to students who have overcome significant obstacles in obtaining a GED and are planning to pursue further education at Hawkeye. The winner of this year's We Believe in You $750 scholarship to Hawkeye Community College is Brandon Mast. Brandon, will you please come forward? Brandon teacher writes, Brandon is a committed and determined young man. I'm not giving it to you yet. He has a very positive attitude, which is truly an asset for success. Brandon himself wrote that this was not the first time he had enrolled in a GED program. When he completed his GED, he felt like a weight had been lifted off, and he finally realized he has it in himself to write his own destiny.
Thank you, staff at the Metro Center. Thanks, Gene. I got nothing else.
This is the 12th year the Norman Sadler Memorial Award has been presented. Thanks to the memorial bequest of Kent Guile, her GED instructor. The $500 award will be presented this year and in following years to a GED graduate who best exemplifies Naomi's special gift of following her own heart. Kent, will you please stand to be recognized and come forward? Sandra Jensen, manager for ABE GED ELL, will present the award. A talented and very motivated student, Naomi Sadler was the GED valedictorian of the Hawkeye Community College class of 1994. While a GED student, Naomi displayed a great deal of courage and independence, while also showing kindness towards those she befriended. Most of all, she was a nonconformist of the best kind. In 1999, she died tragically in an automobile accident. At the time of her death, she attended Delgado Community College full-time, participated in student government, and anchored the college's weekly TV news program. In addition to these college activities, she held 2 jobs. Applicants for this award are required to write an essay describing their GED experience, attend the GED graduation, give permission for his or her essay to be published in any public or promotional material, and be willing to read or have the essay read at the graduation ceremony. This year, 9 essays were submitted for this award. We thank the writers for taking the time to share their GED experiences with us. This year's winner is Amy Moe. Amy, will you please come forward while Kent reads your essay?
These are the words of Amy Moe. When I heard about the unique opportunity to write this essay about my journey and motivation behind acquiring my GED, words were not the first thing that came to mind. I was wishing I could attach a picture of my beautiful baby, because since he arrived a year ago, my uncompromising love and wanting the world for him made it imperative that I bettered myself all around, but especially with furthering my education. Before I had my son, I worked at many hard, low-paying jobs. This barely got me through life, and I always wanted more. I knew I was smart enough to obtain my GED and attend college, but I never made the time or the commitment. After having my son, I knew I'd never make enough to support both my son and me financially alone. I had to make a change, and quick, to make a difference for him. It was very hard to make the commitment after my son was born also. I had to make the tough choice to attend GED classes rather than to accept an AM job offer. This resulted in a lot of financial struggles. I knew this would be very hard on all of us, but in the end, it would be all worth it. I had to stay focused on the long-term payoff instead of the hardships we were facing now. When my son is old enough to understand, he will not only have the things he needs, but the things he wants as well. It was not only the best choice, but the only choice in securing our futures. This is where my undying gratitude for my mother comes in. She has helped us both so much. While I'm working toward our independence, she has given me the push and the confidence that I was lacking. Not only that, she watched my son while I was in classes and testing. I would not have been able to accomplish this without her. My son was my motivation, and my mother was my rock. Her help and encouragement means everything to me. Before I started participating in the GED program, I was in a very abusive relationship with my son's father. As I look back, I see that I was very depressed, and my self-esteem and self-worth were at a low-time low. I had been laid off from my job and pregnant for the first time. From the day I attended orientation, I had it set in my mind that I was going to do this. I started feeling better about myself and my situation. I left my relationship, the hurt, and the anger. I slowly rebuilt my inner strength with the feeling of being productive. Today, after completing my GED, I have gotten my pride back, confidence, and everything else I lost myself during that low time. I know that I have accomplished this, and it only opened up many more doors for me to explore. The financial aspect of getting your GED is obvious and important, but that really wasn't my primary motive in attaining it. From the time I found out I was pregnant, I was contemplating the ways I was going to try to influence my son into becoming a responsible, great, and happy man. With all of the children and young adults around my neighborhood having trouble with the law, teenage pregnancies, drug use, or the selling of drugs, and other problems or behavior that holds them back from happiness and their potential, it is completely scary and overwhelming to raise a child. One of the ways I hope to steer my son away from this is to stress the importance of education. How am I, as a mother and role model, going to do that if I myself didn't graduate and go to college? I know a lot of parents that go by the motive, do as I say and not as I do. But if you look from generation to generation, the example parents set is usually the one children follow. With that being said, this will not be the last time I will cross the stage. I will be back after I finish my college education to receive my next diploma, and my son will be right there watching me. Words can't express how thankful I am to all the teachers at Hawkeye Metro, especially Sheila, my awesome mother, and my precious son Dave, for opening my eyes and not giving up on me. The words of Amy Moe.
In 2005, Hawkeye Community College began a family literacy program. The goals of this program are, number one, to encourage parents to continue their education. Number two, to encourage parents to be actively involved in their children's education. And very importantly, number three, to read to their children daily. To be enrolled in the program, families must participate in all four components of family literacy, which are attend an adult education class, GED or English language learning, serve as their child's first teacher, and monitor and encourage their child's full participation in K-12 education, attend regularly scheduled parent meetings, and participate in regular parent-child together time with educational reading-based activities. At this time, we would like to recognize those graduating tonight who have participated in family literacy at Hawkeye. Please stand as your name is read and remain standing until all the names are called. Audience, please hold your applause until all names are read, until all are standing. Christina Adams, Nicole Allensworth, Destiny Hall, Eunice Garcia, Griselda Hernandez, Shayna Jenkins, Nikita Kirkland, Alicia Mabb, Ruby Rodriguez, Anna Rosso, Teresa Rosmus, and Brittany Thompson. Congratulations to all of you. You may be seated. The Family Literacy Program Award of Excellence was established in 2007. Winners of this $100 award must have shown outstanding participation in all four components of the program. I am pleased to announce this year's Family Literacy Award of Excellence winners are Eunice Garcia and Griselda Hernandez. Will you both come forward and accept your award?
God for the opportunity for this program. Special staff of the Hawkeye Metro, and they, I can tell you, this is the best ever staff member I've ever had. And thank you for the encouragement, for the literacy. For me and my kids, that was a big help this year. Thanks a lot.
I would like to thank my family and friends and all the teachers in Hawkeye Metro Center. Thank you.
We are very proud of all our past and present Family Literacy Program participants who worked hard and graduated with their GED. Your GED completion sends a very powerful message to your children about the importance of education. Each year, the GED teachers nominate students who deserve special recognition. These are students who have exhibited the qualities of perseverance, leadership, and love of learning, which make them models for other students in their class. It is always difficult to select the recipient of the Student of the Year award because all the nominees are very deserving. I'm very pleased to announce this year there are 3 Students of the Year. They are Christina Adams, Griselda Hernandez, and Elizabeth Torres Herrera. Ladies, would you please come forward? Christina Adams' teacher, Deanne Nixt, writes how Christina's strong will, enthusiasm, and persistence have paid off. Christina's goal was to attend this year's GED graduation as a graduate. As a young woman, Christina was forced to play many difficult family roles and face many personal obstacles. All these things, however, strengthened her character and made Christina the successful graduate she is today. Her dedication makes her a Student of the Year. Griselda Hernandez's teacher, Carol Dick, writes, faced with obstacles like learning English as a second language, struggling with math, and the loss of a child confronted Griselda. She tackled every challenge with determination and hard work. She had faith and fortitude to not only keep going forward, but to move in the world in a positive way, taking advantage of opportunities for leadership and even encouraging others on their journey. Griselda's big impact on all of us who know her make her a Student of the Year. Elizabeth Torres Herrera's teacher, Sheila Rasmussen, writes that early on, Elizabeth put the needs of others ahead of her own. At 16, she was left in Mexico to raise her siblings. Her childhood was filled with trauma and drama. Lacking self-confidence because of her age and fears she wouldn't be successful as a GED student were obstacles Elizabeth overcame. As a full-time restaurant employee, Elizabeth had to learn to drive to make it to work and to class on her own. Elizabeth has a love for learning and is enthusiastic about where her education is going. She knows she can do anything she sets her mind to. This makes her a Student of the Year.
Once again, I thank God for this, and especially for my family. They support me a lot, and all the sacrifice and the time, the patience they have with me during this time I'm going to school, and my special thanks to my teacher, Carol. I always remember you all, your efforts and encouragement. Every time I feel low, you got the right word, and always don't let me down. I have no way to thank you, but you always will be in my heart and my prayers. I love you.
want to thank my family and my friends for coming tonight, and my encouragement. My daughter Anastasia, Liz, and Dan, and Jack, and I'm sure everybody from Hawkeye. I'm just really thankful. Thanks, guys.
This is the moment you've all been waiting for. GED Chief Examiner and Coordinator of the Adult High School Program, Larry Malang, will now present the class. Mark Burdenow, Chair of the Hawkeye Community College Board of Trustees, will present the diplomas.
These candidates have completed the Department of Education requirements for a high school equivalency diploma. This is with great pleasure that I present these graduates with their diplomas.
This is the best part of being a trustee, is attending graduations and presenting diplomas. You have completed all the requirements for your diploma and have been recommended by the faculty and the chief examiner. Therefore, by the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Hawkeye Community College and the state of Iowa, it is my pleasure to confer upon you the diploma for which you are qualified.
Christina Adams. Hannah Adelman. Daniel Allensworth. Nicole Allensworth. Travis Brustkern. Kayla Burr. Monica Card. Lewis Chip. Regina Coffer. Kayla Howard. Shelby Danielson. Alicia Day. Matthew Delvaux. Dustin Dinatelli. Melinda Dinatelli. Eunice Garcia. Samantha Gruber. Destiny Hall. Griselda Hernandez. Eric Hill. Melissa Hovengay. Shayna Jenkins. Daniel Johnson. Nikita Kirkland. Mandy Loge. Blaine Mab. Alicia Mab. Michael Madsen. Lindsay Marquand. Brandon Mass. David Miller. Faith Miller. Amy Moe. Nicole O'Connor. Galen Oline. Carmen Potter. Megan Rindles. Ruby Rodriguez. Anna Rosso. Teresa Rosman. Troy Rundle. Marcus Sales. Marjorie Schreiber. Megan Semper. Joshua Shadow. Andrea Schaefer. Matthew Short. Robert Speed. Brittany Thompson. Elizabeth Torres Herrera. Danica Walker. Stuart Wright.
Congratulations, graduates. Will all the graduates please stand? It is a tradition to indicate that you have graduated by moving the tassel on your hat. So please move the tassel from the right to the left side of your hat now. We ask the audience to please remain seated until the teachers and graduates have exited. So the teachers will begin leaving. Thank you all for coming. You're invited to celebrate with your graduates at the reception set up in the lobby. Also have a safe trip home. Good night.